Then after you have to follow some procedure. uh, then coming to the first question, it is microeconomics is also known as. So first of all, the students who are familiar with economics, they know the answer. That is, it is price theory. So one simple explanation is that the microeconomics is about, it is, it tells about the prices of how the individual factors uh, are factors of production are determined, and how it totally talks about, in a nutshell, if you have to say, the economics is divided into microeconomics and macroeconomics. Micro deals with individual things, whereas macro deals with aggregates or total. Like if we talk about houses, deals with individual household, whereas deals with whole nation, and micro deals with individual savings, incomes, and individual prices of products and services, whereas macroeconomics deals with national income, national output, and the employment, etc., etc. So it is price theory, not the general theory. General theory is completely different, and welfare economics, it deals with welfare, the concept of welfare, not it's a theory, right? We can easily analyze this. And household, I said that it is different. So just as it, microeconomics deals with prices, how the prices of different goods or the farm, how a farm gets an equilibrium, and the factors of production like land, labor, capital, organization, how these prices are determined, we study in microeconomics. That's why it is known as price theory. And macroeconomics, it is known as income theory. So the second question is Marshallian analysis is also known as. So the famous economist is Marshall. We know that, one of the famous economists, and his analysis, like in, while we study indifference curve, he says regarding cardinal analysis, and his analysis is popularly known as partial equilibrium. Partial equilibrium means when we study a variable, like when we study how the price of a quantity is determined, we think that whatever factors influence that price, likewise its quantity, the income we have, and the preferences and the taste we have, this all things influence the price of that product. So when we discuss how the price of a product is determined, and the link between the other product, like if we deal with the income, the relation between income and price of that product, we think that other variables. So if income rises, generally if income rises, price, what we think, like we it has an impact, like we buy more, we spend more, right? And what the other things like taste, preference, etc., they will be constant. There we think that there is no change in those factors whichever influence the price of the product. So it is generally partial equilibrium. So we think that such as we have some word in that, for that, like we keep all other variables constant, and we study only the relation between the dependent and independent variable. So it is called as partial equilibrium, while other variables will be constant. We think that there is no change in technology or in anything else, except we study, for example, quantity and price. So if we study the relation between the quantity demanded of the product and its price, we think that all other variables, like whatever they influence, they are constant. So I don't want to elaborate. So I will like to complete this within the 90 minutes. So let us see what happens. So the problem of choice is due to the cause of. So problem of choice, it mainly says regarding, we all know that we have limited resources and the wants are unlimited. So it just speaks about that problem of choice, making choice between unlimited wants and limited resources. And the next question is, here we have a method following: Adam Smith, Robbins, Marshall, Ricardo. So here on the right side, rent, wealth of nations, scarcity, welfare. Adam Smith, he is also known as the father of economics, who has given the wealth of nations. And so I will make a separate video regarding the explanation. Just I would like to answer it simply. So remind that he is the father of economics, and he has given a theory called wealth of nations. He says that generally economics is, it's regarding the wealth of nation, how how wealthy a nation is. The economy of a nation is determined by its wealth. So if it has more wealth, then its economy is bigger. Likewise, in simple nutshell, he has defined. I am defining that whatever he said in a nutshell. Robbins, he has given a theory of scarcity, like just now we said that unlimited words and limited resources. So limited resources, there is a scarcity. Scarcity means Kurata, we have the limited resources. So he says that economics deals with limited resources, making a choice between limited resources and unlimited wants. Marshall, he is famous for his welfare theory. He says that economics deals with welfare. The term welfare means it's about welfare of people. Like we see that welfare of state. Ricardo, he's famous for two theories, mainly two theories. One is rent theory, means how the rent of the land is determined, and one other theory in international economics. The choice is third one. So make sure, if you know, try to eliminate, like if you know the answer, like record is for rent RR, then just see whichever option 4 is, it should be 1. So eliminate all those which is not 1 for 4. Like in the first option we have 4 for 4, it is wrong. In the second, he has given that option 3 for 4, it is wrong. So in the third question, he is given that record is for rent 4 for 1, so it is right. Just tick it right. So you will reduce the time. The next question is, the concept of utility was introduced by. So utility means generally satisfaction. It is in generally satisfaction, but it has a scientific definition. Like let us see just the person who has given, so we can reduce the time and do more questions. It is Jeremy Bentham. Utility means the satisfaction that a commodity gives us when we consume that. Generally, total utility is maximum when, like we have a diagram for this, so I cannot draw now. So generally it is we have total utility, marginal utility, and average. In economics we have three terms, like total, marginal, average. Total is the sum of total utility, total satisfaction when you get by consuming 1, 2, 3, etc. sum of units, 1 unit to 1, like 1 banana, 2 bananas, 3 bananas. So if you consume 3 bananas from the first one, let us assume that you got two utils, and we measure this utility in utils, UTILIS, utils. And 1, 2, 3, from first unit you got 3 utils, and the second you got 2, and the third you got